Alright, QQ's definitely getting the better trades, and they are moving in. We're going to move up into Monkey's View and see what kind of shots they're getting on each other. Gee. A little too aggressive.
New target acquired.
I believe a player for Marine or Isengrim is disconnected. And I think that might be the dead player. Oh no, Blade Splint for QQ is down. I've had this wrong the whole time. That's not surprising, I suppose. So yeah, 1 down for QQ. Johan and J-Man are certainly not doing well. 2 down now for Isengrim. A 3rd one almost down, 32%. QQ's definitely getting the better looks here, and they are moving in. Hold on. Turn around. QQ's firing line really staying strong. Top Shot Tiger not going to make it out of here. Can't go out there alone like that. That's just never a good place to be. Mech the Dane coming up here in his Timberwolf. Unfortunately, it looks like Isengrim is just sort of peak trading, but... Ooh, that Direwolf almost down. Morgan. Finally, it looks like all of Isengrim has different places, and they are poking, but still not getting quite the trades that QQ is. Let's take a look at health percentages again. J-Man is very close to popping, and it definitely looks like it's just the hunt down now. No players over 65% for Isengrim.
That's rough once that massive mechs get damaged. You know, it's as easy as the rest of the team goes hunting. They can simply deathball and take out one at a time. And then there's nothing you can do.
QQ now tightening the noose, closing in, pushing left. Fire starters just sort of scooting around, so there's no one to chase on this left side. It's just a fire starter at 28%, another one at 39%. A weak Timberwolf, weak Direwolf, weak Warhawk against probably 3 or 4 more for QQ. Yep, only 4 down for QQ and only 4 left for Eisen at this point.
New target acquired. Target destroyed.
Nice shooting. And as expected, QQ just cleaning up here. So the first match, a fairly convincing win for QQ. Probably 4 or 5 kills for Isengrim. 4. And tons of big damage numbers for QQ. Look at that. Johan and his Timberwolf pulling off over 700. Morgan and Floffinator and their Direwolves with 750 and 865 respectively. That's a lot of big numbers. J-Man, even though he got taken out at his Hunchback, still put out 540 damage worth of lerms. If you ignore that guy, it just never goes well. Blade Splint, I don't know what happened. Perhaps it was a disconnect or just some early error, but he didn't get any damage, so I'm going to have to take another look at that, because I really have no clue what happened there. So Eisen, a lot of decent numbers, but lots of not great numbers. 4 players under 100, and I think that's what made the difference, really, is it at no time was their full firing line ever looking at QQ, whereas quite a lot of the time Rage Quit was bearing their entire force down on 1 or 2 mechs of Eisen's.
Yeah, it's often hard to imagine this, but you know, if you think back to the old school of what we see in movies, like with the American Civil War, we just had people lined up and shooting at each other. it kind of makes sense. If you got more people on the line, you got one person poking against those 12 people looking at you. That team of 12, you know, they're going to take one hit, but the other guy, the single guy, the solo guy that's poking out is going to take 12 hits. It's as simple as that. Math is easy, and that's what ends up happening.
Yeah, a classic example of that is that Hellbringer that you'll see pop out at some point. Really just does his own thing. I mean, he's probably making good trades. He's probably low on heat. But it doesn't matter when 5 other guys are going to shoot right back at you and just melt you. And that is what happened. So, got to be careful. Always make good trades. Always make sure that you're not the only one peeking up.
Absolutely, and just a reminder, guys, we've got some mech bay codes, so after this match, we should probably get a mech bay out. We'll have a little bit of delay, but we'll do it in the, I can do it in the actual chat channel. How's that sound, Bill?
Sounds perfect. That's probably the best place to get it done.
Yeah, we'll take care of that. I'll have a number drawn up soon. We'll be doing it at 9:25 Eastern time here. There's a 5-minute delay, guys, so we'll try to make it fair for everyone and let everyone know. So when you guys get a chance, switch to the chat channel and get ready. We're going to draw a random number, and first person to get it will get it. So letting you guys know.
And I'm going to do a quick recap in map tactics here. So QQ getting the lower spawn down here in red. And they basically played the kite strategy. Just sit out in Delta 3, form a firing line, don't worry about whatever else happens. They did take Epsilon early on. So then Eisen split their force 6 and 6, half over here and half over by Kappa. They did end up taking Kappa. And then I just think they got impatient. They controlled the top half of the map, you know, and ultimately when they pushed down to Theta, they could have sat here and formed a pretty good firing line, maybe regrouped their entire force, but instead of doing that, they made a lot of risky trades around this side, took a lot of damage, finally got a couple of people, you know, wandering around up in top, but it just wasn't enough. They just made the worst trades ultimately. And, you know, down at the end it was 6 guys versus 9 fairly fresh QQ guys. There just wasn't a competition. They just got out-traded there, so I think they need to either make better trades next time or really commit to a push. Either way, on that one, because they had the top spawn, I think they should have waited it out and made QQ come around the corner instead of going to them. You know, they were going to win on caps with their position, so why force it? Why push out into a bad position?
Absolutely. A lot of times you got to be very patient. You got to think about what you're doing and communicate with your team. Let them know. Say, hey guys, last seconds we're going to push out. Some of that comes with time. We don't need to call it out. But you know, for some of the new teams, maybe get into a habit of calling out a poking time every say 10 or 15 seconds, so you guys time it together. That really helps a lot.
You know, I'll tell you what, anytime that I'm playing Drop Commander Light or anything in Community Warfare drops or just the queue when I don't want to lose, I'm always using time for a reference. You know, we're going to charge at 13:30 instead of go, go, go. You know, go, go, go inspires a lot of people looking around like, are you going to go? Are you going to go? Whereas if you give like this charge time with 15 seconds heads up and then call the charge when it's time, you really get a lot of coordination out of that, and it really helps. So even for poking, as you said, it really helps. You can't be the only guy up there or you're just going to get shot to pieces, but if you can put all your guns on a few of them every time you poke, then you're going to win.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I am thinking of a trivia question for my McBake giveaway. They're going to have to be listening to the stream to get that one.
Okay, we'll do that for the next one. I've got this one ready now.
Yeah,
just
I
waiting
saw
for
you,
the answer.
Watch the people that guess like a million times, though, because that tends to be the, yeah, Oni Mushishin, of course, guessing like every number.
We're close. Oh, because I know the number I'm watching. It's actually pretty fun from my side. It's 83 guys. We're waiting for 83 here. So we got a 5-minute delay. We just got super close.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
84.
Oh,
Was,
Magician's
oh,
so
80,
close.
81.
Oh, there goes Magician.
Oh, he got it.
The Magician
got
gets
it.
it.
Oh, that was good. I like that. That's good.
This is
Just
good
let
for
people
us.
guess many
Like we
times.
should do it for this for us.
Yeah. I mean, we got to get some entertainment value out of the viewers. Come on. That's what you guys are here for.
I know, it's fun, man. Man. And they're still going. These guys have so much enthusiasm. Look at them. They're non-stop. Love it.
They just keep going. I'm kind of tempted to give another mech bay to the one who just put in the most guesses. I think Oni Mushishin would win that one.
I think it would.
Or
Just look at
MWO
this,
Twitch, like, wow. Or, I don't know, man. We got a lot of competitors for most numbers guessed. They just keep going. Wow. Chat is just
These
a
guys are
wonderful
awesome.
place. Yeah, so on this drop, Eisen is basically going to be forced to push. It's a skirmish match, but in the event of a draw, both teams get a point and QQ will take the series. So even though Isengrim gets to pick which side they're on, and you know there's a decent chance they might pick topside again, but it doesn't help them quite like it does in a conquest round, because you see, in a conquest round, having the top half of the map means, again, you don't have to go anywhere. You have those 3 caps and you can just control them and wait for them to come to you. But now that it's skirmish, and now that they're sort of forced to push, it might actually benefit them to just pick the lower side and take their chances, because even though they have the high ground, if QQ again decides to play this, Delta 3, Echo 3 kite game out in the water, it's going to be really hard to crack that defense. So they're going to have an interesting choice. I assume they're going to pick topside, but if they do, they're going to have to find some way to outtrade QQ in the water effectively, because we've seen a couple of brawl pushes into the water and they really don't go down well. That said, huge props to CI. I don't know how you guys pulled that off. Whoa. Drop 2 of that one series. Best series.
Well done, guys. Well done. Well played. Well played.
And for anyone a little bit worried, don't be. I am watching Mech the Dane in lobby, so yeah, let's check out some of this awesome overlay stuff. This is Farp Noodle. All credit to him. Huge shout out to him. It's been a while. I was lazy in getting this together. I've had a bunch of other stuff to do, but check that out. How sweet is this overlay stuff? We're going to get it fixed up and a few other things done to it, but overall, we're looking at a much better overlay, and I don't know. I hope we can put one of these together for each team. That'd be really nice.
That'd be cool. That'd be really cool.
Still waiting for them to drop word yet. And just for reference, since I see you typing it in chat, it is FARP, F-A-R-P, noodle, not FARC. Although I kind of like that better, and if I was going to make a troll account to imitate him, it would be, you know what, that's it. That is my question to the viewers. That's how you're going to win the next Mech Bay. If you were going to make a troll account, for my name, what would it be? Like, my old one was Homeless Shill. So what can you do? What's the worst one you can do? What's the most insulting troll account name you can come up with based on Homeless Bill? Go viewers, I have faith in you on this one.
Yep, and I'm letting the people know right now in 5 minutes it's going to come on stream, so pay attention, guys.
my earlier trivia question for the CI Marine Mechs match was, what is my favorite derogatory name for Outreach? And T-Leaf, I believe, something, T-Fish, guessed it correctly. It was Outreach Around.
Outreach around? That's terrible.
Sometimes called Outreach Around SJR because, you know, series of mod there. Good stuff. I really like it.
Man, I just mentioned channel the next contest to listen up to. Now people are just putting out
Bidding numbers.
This is awesome.
Oh wow, that's good
Yeah, I
stuff.
should seriously quiet truck these two. Oh man. We got Corsair jumping in on the fun as well. Like, it's just spam city. It's awesome.
Yep, they are still in lobby, so I don't really know quite what's going on. I hope my client isn't just like broke as. Who knows? You know what I'd really love to do is integrate this screen with the... Maybe I can do that. I'll bet I could. You know what? We're going to try that. I'm going to try to shrink this down. Yeah, that's kind of sketchy, but that kind of works. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we're going to have to figure out a way to get that integrated. That's pretty sweet. That's a much better way of doing this. Although, I guess the map probably needs to be bigger since that really is actually the only important part. And for people on low resolutions, that's probably...
What do you think, Bill? 720 tons? We've been seeing mostly Storm Crows and Timberwolves, but you know, maybe these guys are gonna have something up sleeves.
I don't know. I expect QQ, to be perfectly honest, to go with just Timberwolves. It looks like they're nearly green, so that's awesome. But I definitely think they're gonna try to kite out in Delta 3 Echo 3. I think that's really the only good way to play the bottom half of the map, and that's how they're gonna play it. Isengrim has to come to them at this point, and they're gonna force the same fight they had last time. Like they're dropping into match.
Dropping now.
People keep poking me. Right. Dropping in. Client up. In-game overlay up. So, game 2 of the final series of week 4 Major League MechWarrior between QQ, Mercenary Corporation, and Isengrim. This thing off the screen. Don't even know if you guys can see that or not. And sure enough, QQ is down south, but I was completely wrong. It's 10 Thunderbolts and 2 Fire Starters. Whoa. Whoa. There's so much wub here. I don't even know what's going on. This just frazzled my brain. I love it. This is why this is my unit. So, looks like Isengrim, 1 Lance, pushing down, full of Timberwolves. It looks like a couple of these Thunderbolts might actually get caught out. I don't know why they're still sitting here, but they are. They didn't make it across in time. The balance of QQ's force sitting over here in front of Citadel, and it looks like Eisen pushing down into them. So this is about to get... Oh, man. They don't even know. They're getting hit from behind. This is... QQ does not know what's going on right now, and I think the 2 Thunderbolts over here are probably going to get consumed by those Timberwolves. Oh man, I don't know that I agree with this. They're running away from a brawl right now to go try to save those 2 Thunderbolts, but they don't have jump jets to get up there to combat them. I don't know how this is going to work out for QQ. I got to be honest. I don't think this is a great place to put Thunderbolts. They're just sort of dropping down into the river, and they're surrounded on both sides right now. Eisen closing in from behind. Eisen's got a mixed bag, Fire Starters, Hellbringer, Timberwolf, Stormcrow, Warhawk, lots of stuff. Blade Splint, I don't know if he's disconnected in the city. I sort of feel like he is, but he might come out and be a factor later. He has not been seen yet. QQ definitely feeling the repercussions of dropping down into the middle of this. They are sort of stranded out in the middle of the water getting hit from two sides by the Timberwolves and by the balance of Isengrim's force, which is now on the south side of Citadel. I think it's south anyways. Let's look at these damage numbers, but it looks like QQ, a couple under 50%, sure enough. Lots in the 40s right now. They're tanky mechs, but... Alright, there is one down for Isengrim, the first kill. But Tiny Tim for QQ is at 37%. Two down for Isengrim now. So it looks like QQ is actually getting some pretty decent trades as they come around the corner. Isengrim is not pushing all at once. Again, this Timberwolf way out in front of the rest of his team. They really need to work on moving together. A flanking action by Floffinator and Marshall has cleared out the platform of those Timberwolves, and so now the reverse situation has happened. It looks like Isengrim is surrounded on a couple of sides. Four down for Isengrim, two in a disconnect, three in a disconnect for QQ. This is a close fight. Blade Splint and that 100% Thunderbolt. Man, if he can get back in the match, he might make the difference, but I think this is slowly going... Oh man, I don't know whose way this is going. This is just too close to call.
These are the best games.
It is.
Like this.
4-6 in QQ's favor, I believe. Yep. And now Isengrim backing off. They have lost the initiative. They've got a stranded Timberwolf out here that just went down, and it looks like this is now turning in QQ's favor fairly definitively, and that's even counting Blade Splint not coming back in. If he does, he could probably take these last two or three himself. So now they're just playing the cautious trading game. QQ heavily damaged, 32, 31, 37, 47, 56%. Not a lot of willpower left. Skuro and that Warhawk still has the balance of his weapons. Let's take a look at him, because if Isengrim's got a chance, he is it. 4 large pulse lasers, not a bad build. Totally what I'm going to put on my Warhawk when I get not lazy and start playing again. Yeah, he's got a lot of heat. He's using it well. Okay, Johan has no weapons left. And smartly, Skuro is not focusing on him. He takes JD down. He sees that Firestarter on his left, putting pressure. That's what a good light does right there. Lisk sitting up there, making sure that he can't feel comfortable with that left side. And sure enough, his CT is cored now. Left side's about to pop off if that Firestarter can get one more shot. Floffinator takes the Stormcrow down, and so now it's just this Warhawk. And sure enough, Blade Splint, I believe... No, Blade Splint still not back in game. Still didn't matter. QQ takes it 12-8, and they take the series 2-0.
Wow. 2-0. Good job, guys. And Bill,
Very
we're getting quite a
intense.
few pretty good suggestions for the contest. We're going to have to review it pretty quick.
Yeah, so looking at damage numbers, Floffinator pulling 700 damage in his Thunderbolt, really doing a great job. 3 kills, 3 more Thunderbolts over 500. You know, you're looking at Johan, Krigor, and JD all between 500 and 550. You got a couple more over 400. A couple under 200, but not by far. And then, of course, Blade Splint apparently disconnected like the whole match. I don't know what happened. Maybe he just couldn't log back into client. That really sucks, but it happened. Looking at Isengrim's damage numbers, honestly, they pulled just as much, if not more damage. I think that QQ just had a little bit of better focus fire. And what the hell just happened? Whoa. TeamSpeak overlay just pissed messages on my screen. Oh, you just pasted a bunch of stuff. I was like, what the hell? Okay, so yeah.
Well, this is a good chance. This is a good chance to take a look at the results of the next winners. We'll go back to the recap after this.
Oh yeah,
but
we got people.
Some pretty good talks here.
We got.
There you go, Bill. You got to choose
derogatory nickname, Homeless Bills. Yeah, I've thought about that one. Or Lord Bills, GG close. That one's been there. Bonerless Bill. Prosperous Will.
Think?
Dude, Prosperous Will. I might have it. That's currently the pick. Prosperous Will is a fantastic name. Let's see.
What are
Shameless
you going
Shill.
for with?
Still in Mom Home Bill. Bill the
What do you
Loan
think,
Shark.
Van?
Oh man, I'm looking. I just want to make sure I've read them all and given them all consideration. You know, it's not even going to be derogatory. It is just going to end up being Ardai's sneak attack win with prosperous will. I
Wow,
really
yeah.
like. I'm gonna, yeah. So send it to Ardai 9. Congratulations, you win. That's right. That's how I like my derogatory nicknames. Not derogatory at all. So, with that in mind, let's do a quick recap here, and update the overlay and all of that, kind of important stuff. And we don't need that. We don't need that. We should probably switch back to the map view. So yeah, that's going to be the series and the final Major League MechWarrior match of the week. It was a good series. Thank you, Isengrim, especially for all of your flair and color in doing all the preview videos, and your paint jobs are awesome and all that stuff. And you guys have been great sports. So thank you, and we will see QQ next week facing off against, let's take a look. You know what? We're going to go back here, and let's see, they're gonna be fighting 228 Swamp Foxes next week, the number 7 seed, so one up from them. It should be definitely a good series of matches. I expect that to maybe even be the closest set of matches from next week. It will be at least based on ranking, so I guess might as well take a look at all the matches for next week. There's only going to be 4. It's going to be Antari Scorpions versus the Mercstar Turret Drops, Seraphim Rising Storm versus Marine Mechs, Mercstar Axis of Ignorance versus Tikhonov Commonality, and of course 228th IBR Swamp Foxes versus QQ Mercs. So those are going to be some good matches, and tune in for that. They're all going to be on Frozen City. It's our last week where we're doing best of 3.
Awesome, Bill. Thanks again for the matches. Hey guys, congrats against the Magician to RD for their mech bays. Thanks to PGI for giving us the mech bay codes. Again, shout outs to all the great guys. Frap Noodle, amazing overlay. Thanks again. Tina for all the support. We've got the other tournaments out there. We've got the Run Hard or Die. We got the Merrick Civil War. We got the NG and NGTV group guys. Hey Sean and Bombadil, thanks for all your hard work out there. Lots of great videos and stuff coming out on the Reddit forums there. So shout out to all the guys at reddit.r/outreachhpd8.
Sorry everybody, I know I cut that early. We're trying to get this going, and I'm getting into game right now on Mech the Dane. We're going to be probably seconds late getting into the fight here. This is an exhibition match, playing it out. Really appreciate when teams do this. Totally spaced this out because all the matches have gone to 3 this weekend, so haven't even had to ask. And it looks like QQ is going to be up top in red, and Isengrim down here with us in blue. Isengrim definitely going with a super pokey deck. 3 Stalkers, 3 Raven 2Xs, of course, then your Timberwolves, Stormcrows, and a Hellbringer for ECM. They also got a Wolverine 6K, the one with the large lasers. In the meantime, QQ going with what appears to be a really mixed deck. What the hell? I see a Locust. I see a Locust. There could be another 500 MC pack here. Of course, J-Man with Lerms. They're doing a straight-up River Rush. They're going straight through Park. We've got an awesome 8Q. We got a Banshee 3M. We've got basically, this is a whatever the hell they want to take deck. I'm so proud of Johan for representing the awesome Isengrim. Split up here. Half of their force left side of Citadel, half of them on the right side of Harbor. And honestly, if QQ turns left right now, they'll have them. And if they don't, they're going to get caught in an unfavorable position. We'll see how this goes. Monkey going up the left side alone, down to like 80%. Can we get in on him?
Wow, are they really bringing Banshees? Because shout out then to Clan Smoke Jaguar, Banshee 3E.
Never forget.
Never forget. Never forget.
QQ taking the initiative, pushing around this corner. Two locusts for QQ. We're gonna get in on Lisk. I have to, no, Nuber. We have to see, we have to watch some Nuber Pro Locust play with SRM2s. Nuber. What are you doing? Alright, Johan just took somebody down in his awesome, representing with the 8Q. Now, they're not in a great position right now. Having said that, those two stalkers are not in any place to help the rest of Eisen if QQ pushes aggressively here, so we'll see what happens. In terms of mechs dead, Isengrim has taken 4 casualties so far. They've left a few guys stranded. The guys that stayed on the right side definitely got swarmed and overwhelmed, so now it's just about slowly applying pressure. QQ's in no hurry to make a quick move here. Turn on JD, the lead of the charge, chasing the tail. And everyone turns around to shoot at that one guy, of course, but goes down quickly. You can see Isengrim on the other side wrapping around by Kappa. One really weak stalker, a pretty okay stalker, decent Raven, decent Timberwolf, but unfortunately I think again that QQ really has had a pretty good firing line all night, and they continue to do so now. Laying down the punishment. We're going to drop in on Johan for the last part of this drop. I do believe it's going to go pretty handily to QQ.
Target destroyed. New target acquired. New target acquired.
And that will do it. QQ does take the drop. I want to say 12-6?
Hey, SRM2s, man.
12-0. Wow. Powerful. They really did a good job shielding all their weak mechs. I didn't even realize that QQ didn't take a single casualty, but very nice job by them. Really playing cautious with their wounded mechs. Of course, J-Man, as always, one of the top damage, pulling off nearly 500 damage in Lerms, Marshall, and in his, I believe, a Firestarter, JD, and a Stormcrow probably. And Falafinator top damage in that Stalker 4N. Just crazy amount of mid-range DPS with those Stalkers.
Well done by Flock. Really well. Good play by him. He's playing really well.
Definitely. I think Eisen, again, had not a bad position, but they ended up just not being aggressive enough with it. They really needed to put pressure on QQ from two sides and get him scrambling, instead of letting QQ just slowly sort of march up onto the right side there. But again, another good series of matches. QQ takes the exhibition match as well, so that would make the series 3-0, but of course it only goes to 2-0 until week 6. Week 6 is when stuff gets serious and it goes to best of 5 series. Locust OP confirmed. Locust OP indeed.
There's been some great plays with these guys with that Phoenix Mech Locust and one ER laser that fires like a machine gun, so I guess it can work. It can work.
It's definitely not traditional, but hey, you know, whatever works, right?
Gotta have fun too. Gotta have some fun.
Yep, so I guess I can do a quick recap on that in like 30 seconds. Clear canvas. You know what? We're not even going to switch colors this time. Everybody's going to be red. Eisen sort of split their forces. Half there, half there. I think the bigger mechs were probably over on the right side here. QQ came down with lights, locusts, and some other things to put pressure on. Ultimately ended up swarming that group to death. They also came in through River. I think if Isengrim's group from over in front of the Citadel had aggressively pushed up and, you know, put some pressure on this main force, that this fight would have gone a little bit differently. I don't think they would have been able to bring their guns to bear on them. They would have had to turn and face you know, the rest of Eisen's force. I think it, you know, again, it's just a matter of they weren't putting all their mechs up at once. They were putting, you know, 3, 4 guys, 5, 6 guys out at one time, and you've really got to have your full team coming to bear on the enemies at once. So that's going to do it for Major League Mech Warrior this week. Thank you again for watching. Thank you again, Mav, for, you know, stopping by and trying to cast with me, even though the crappy connection was there. It'll be good to have you back down south where you can actually get in on the spectator.
Thanks again for having me, Bill. It's always a pleasure.
Sure, and I will catch you guys later.